Hello students, we are back with our interactive handout video walkthrough. This will be a walkthrough of Part C, the augmented reality bringing your project to life. At this point, you've already gone through parts A and B, so you've created your content using artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. You've aligned your content to the UDL principles. And now we're going to add some flair to it by bringing it to life with augmented reality. Our next step is to take the resources that we align with the UDL principles in Part B and add them as augmented reality requirements. When you do this in the classroom, you would not have necessarily these requirements. But for this project, I just want you to experience the different types of augmented reality that you can bring into this project, but it may not be appropriate for everything that you're doing. This is just to give you that little bit of exposure to augmented reality and what it can do. And then using everything that we've learned in this class, you would decide what would be appropriate to do. So I want you to understand that piece. Remember, my example is the 3 aliens come to the jungle to count animals, and I have found some resources that I want to use in Part B. Now I'm going to apply them to the augmented reality requirements for this particular project. And one is a video element right here, an audio element, which could be a song, that could be a video. I prefer if you try to do an audio element, which would be what they call an MP3, or you can do a narration. And I'll show you what I mean when we actually use the Halo AR app for the augmented reality. But just kind of keep that in mind. And then a link to a resource, which would be a website, a poll, it could be a mind map, it could be an article. And I will tell you, the link to the resource in Halo AR was a little bit trickier. So you want to pick something that's pretty easy to get to. Because we had to do this project a little bit on the fly, Halo AR may not be the best product for this, but I think it'll do for, again, just dipping our toe into augmented reality. Bear with us on this project. This might be a little tricky, but if you have trouble with this, contact me and I can help you through this. But moving on, so here I have not only selected my elements in the first column, but I have placed these elements here. These are just for show. When you go into the Halo AR app, this is where you'll actually be pulling in these resources, but I want you to list them here. So then you can also tell me the UDL principle and checkpoint, which should be copied from above, that you're going to be doing, or the reason that you're using these things. So for my video element, I have a song about otters because in my story there's otters. The UDL principle is engagement, and my checkpoint is to optimize relevance, value, and authenticity. There's otters in real life. There's pictures of otters. It kind of brings it together. So that's why I chose that one. The audio element, I have 2 things that I can do, and this is only because when I go to the Halo AR, I might decide to do something different just if I have a little bit of trouble on that app. I can narrate a paragraph that I wrote with ChatGPT, and I can show you that. So if I decide I may want to simply have the students hear my voice talk to them about tigers, so there was a little prompt that I used for a quick narration on tigers, for a picture of a tiger. And then the last one is a fact sheet about parrots on Kids Connect that I thought would be good to go with the picture of parrots. The reason that I chose these is we're going to see that in your content, we're going to add images. And to those images, we're going to add these resources. That's why I picked these. You'll understand here in a minute. But in Halo AR, you need the images for people to scan to trigger, they're called triggers, these particular resources. So let's take a look at the content page, and I'll show you how you include images in your content. So here's my content page, and I already added my images just to save time on this video. Once you know how to add one, you can add more. But it's really easy in Google Docs because it's connected to Google Images. Also, for purposes of only this assignment and for the ease of time, we're going to suspend the copyright issue because it is for an assignment just within our class. You want to make sure that your cursor is where you want the picture to be. You can always move the picture, but it just helps to place it where you want it to be. To insert a picture or an image, you're going to go up to the menu up top here to left, and you're going to insert image. And then you have two choices: upload from computer, which you can upload from your drive, from your photo file, a URL that you might have, or even a camera or your camera. Or you can search from the web. The neat thing about this is when you use search from the web in Google Docs, it actually is Google Images. A nice little dialog box pops up over to the right. And if I want to search for aliens, it gives me all sorts of Google Images for what I need. I can select by just clicking on the picture. A box pops up over here. I can select more than one. You can see it says one selected. And then I can simply insert. Once I insert into my Google Doc, I can click on the image to have the handles appear. And then I can make it whatever size I want. And under the picture, you have options for how the text wraps around that picture. So I can have it wrap around the picture completely. I can have it no wraparound, it's just top and bottom. I can have the text over the image, and I can have the image in front of the text. So in our case, if I was keeping this picture, which I'm not going to, but I would wrap the text. And again, you can play with how that wraps. You can see as you move it, you might have a little issue with the wrapping. So kind of play with it where you want it. And that is how you add images, move images, and wrap text around images. I've added a tiger, some otters, and some parrots. And I tried to find pictures that had the same number of animals in it that I referenced in my handout. Now that we have our images in here, it is time to move to my phone and the Halo AR app. At this point, if you haven't downloaded the Halo AR app on Google Play, if you have an Android, or on the App Store, if you have an iPhone, this is the time to pause the video and go do that. You'll also want to have a browser available, and I do recommend having Google Chrome downloaded on your phone if you don't already. And you may also want to download the Google Drive so you can get to your lesson plan and be able to copy and paste some of these links into your phone app. That's up to you. You don't have to. You could type in the links, but this is up to you to be able to do that. And our next stop will be using the Halo AR app.